just to see if you can really hear me. Make some noise if you're happy to be out here. All right, okay, let's get started. My name is Shel Sanchez. I am the Director of Arts and Culture for the City of Albuquerque. And if you haven't been following the news for the last couple of years, this is our newest facility in the Department of Arts and Culture. So I'm so glad you're here with us today. We're celebrating a lot of things, but most importantly, we're celebrating some new exhibits and installations. We're going to talk all about those over the next few minutes. But first, I want to thank you all for coming and all the people that are already partying out in the parking lot for showing up today, and acknowledge that we have a lot of city leaders with us today. So we've got City Councilor Brooke Bassan, City Councilor Dan Champagne, County Commissioner Frank Baca, State Representative Patricia Roybal Caballero, and of course Councilor Pena, who's going to be speaking in a couple minutes, and and Senator O'Malley. Did I say that? Oh, okay. Senator O'Malley. And wait, one more. Commissioner Frank Baca. No, I'm pretty sure I said that. We'll keep thinking.
Representative Yanira Gurola.
Oh, Representative, help me.
Yanira Gurola.
Gurola. All right.
You got it.
All right. You know, I know. Round of applause for all of our elected officials. You know it's a real party when you have that many different municipal governments and local governments represented. And also a really important and a big deal for the community. So we're really excited to be here. But to get us started, I have some other thank yous. We also have several members of the West Central Community Development Group up here with me. We've got Lorenzo Otero. If you're like, who's that? That's House. Yes, and we got Twyla, also from the West Central Community Development Group, and I think there's some other members here. So round of applause for, yes, thank you so much. All right, and a few more people. Let's see, everyone else we're gonna thank as we go along. So I'm gonna get us started by introducing my boss, the mayor of Albuquerque, Tim Keller.
Yeah. Are you doing artists? Okay. All right, well, this is really an occasion that I know we've built up towards for quite some time, but it's finally here. We're actually opening this facility with regular hours, and it's basically going to be open Thursday through the weekend, and we're going to have events and activation, and of course, as we ramp up towards the summer, all sorts of things with respect to the 100th anniversary of Route 66, our mother road. And there's a number of things too that folks need to know about and should know about because they're just incredible here. And I think first and foremost is the artists that we're showcasing. Shel is going to introduce them individually here in just a minute, but we have three of our amazing local photographers who've documented our scene with respect to culture and even car culture and Route 66 and really just celebrating Albuquerque. And you see them now on display in the main room. And of course, the actual lowriders themselves. We've got one in there. We'll probably have a few more. We have some outside. And this is something that we know is a reflection of truly, in so many ways, a city at the crossroads. And in this context, right, we have the notion of El Camino Real crossing with Route 66. These are essentially the two historic trends in our community coming together. And now, as we look back on that, a celebration of course, the coming of the automobile, but also how that was adapted culturally for our own Hispanic and Chicano culture right here. And then we see that blending of whether it's sort of hot rods in 1950s with what we have now in the lowriders. Again, a crossroads of celebrating this amazing place in the high desert, a place that has the longest stretch of Route 66 than anywhere else in the country that's like still intact and part of the city. And so we also today, I think in many ways, honor a vision that some people here had long ago. And the idea was, why can't we have a place that showcases the whole city, first and foremost, the West Side view, which if you haven't noticed is incredible, but also that crossroads that I just mentioned. And whether it's Route 66 or it's the associated car culture, or really just who we are as a city, both past and present. And that's what this facility is all about. And so it's been a long road, no pun intended, to get here. But we are finally here. We have arrived. And we've arrived in a sense that, without going into all the history, but, the county really led the way, so that was awesome. City pitched in. Of course, Commissioner Stephen Michael Quesada and Councilor Clarissa Pena and the community. They had this vision for decades. And we finally found a way to get it done. Now, we had to kind of fix the air conditioning and fix the roof and work on the doors and also get some exhibit space and get some funding to activate it. But nonetheless, we are here today to actually open this. Yeah. So congratulations. And so we know that this center is going to continue to evolve actually to what we need, whether it is this sort of fun museum type experiential space, whether it's a tourist destination. We know what's happening next is the completion of our state's first neon sign park, which for those of you who haven't seen it, it's behind you out that window. That should be completed sometime this summer. And that's the ultimate sort of photo op, especially even at night. And so we're very excited for that kind of iconography that we know people are looking for all across the country and even internationally, flying in for the Route 66 anniversary. They want the picture with the neon signs. And for those of us who've been here a long time, myself at least, born and raised, Monroe's is still open. So you can take a picture of the sign and then go to the restaurant. But there's also some iconic places, of course, that are long since gone, but we still remember them with that awesome sign. And more to come. Actually, we have a massive stockpile of collectors in the city. Of course, primarily I want to thank the Garcia family who owns a lot of these. But eventually, we want to have continue to expand the sign park. So with us, we're going to continue to evolve this facility. As a last reminder for me too, now we're able to activate it for events. And this was always meant for whether it's anniversaries or quinceañeras or whatever it is, especially upstairs, is one of the best venues in the state of New Mexico. And so we want everyone to be able to enjoy that. And now it's available for use. So with that, I'm going to hand it back to our MC and just say congratulations for everyone who's worked on this, and thank you for never giving up on this project or this vision or the city of Albuquerque. Thanks so much.
Okay, well, that's a perfect segue into our next speaker, especially the part which is never giving up. And I'm not going to say too much more because she has been a champion of this project for decades. One of many, but arguably one of the loudest. So yeah. Please give a warm welcome to Councilor Clarissa Pena.
Yeah!
Thank you guys for being here. I am so excited. I've gotten questions about it. We had supposedly a ribbon cutting a few years back, and they're like, it's been a long time since then. We've actually been waiting for 30 plus years for this from the standpoint of the community. So yeah, we have been waiting a very, very long time. But I want to first start, Mayor's already, I'm going to repeat some of the things he said. But first and foremost, I want to thank members of the community. If you would raise your hand that were part of the vision of this visitor center for 30 plus years. I see art. If you guys can raise your hand, and of course these two here. I don't know if everyone, there you guys are. First and foremost, thank you guys for everything for this vision, and then it's finally a reality. And then of course I want to thank Director Shal Sanchez. I mean, they took this over, and I just was like, I was at my wit's end. I was tired already. I felt like this was never going to come to fruition. And she took the bull by the horns, and she had a lot of challenges and obstacles to overcome, but she did it along with her staff, Bree, and everybody from Cultural Services. Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. And Mark Montoya is back there. I have a brother named Mark Montoya, but I call him Marcos. I keep calling him Marcos. I have to apologize every once in a while. And then I just really want to thank our elected leaders that, provided the resources from the state on down to the county, to the city. to build this. This thing took a village. It just didn't happen with one person. This took a lot of tenacity, a lot of wherewithal, and a lot of fight. So thank you, Commissioner. I'm just going to say it, Commissioner Baca, Commissioner Stephen Michael Quesada, who's not here, Representative Gorriola, Senator O'Malley, and of course our city council, that without them, it takes, I can push something forward, but it takes votes to be able to get the money to be able to do this. So first, thank you to all the councilors, but thank you Councilor Bassan, Councilor Champagne. His name is Champagne, and I always call him Councilor Champagne. So, and then of course to Twyla, she is the executive director there now with the West Central Community Development Group. Appreciate all her work, everything that she's done. And then it goes without saying, House, I just called him this morning just to tell him how proud I am of him, of all the work he's done in the community. He is just a compassionate soul who cares about people. So, and then of course, Representative Caballero Roybal, and then there's a lot of them that aren't here today, but I just really wanted to say their names because I think it's important, and so as you look at this building, it's phenomenal. I think it's so great. The artists, you did a remarkable job. I'm so proud of it. I walked in and I felt very proud, and then just highlighting our culture and who we are, I really think it's amazing. So thank you to all the artists who made the facility look like it is. And then I'm just going to end because there's a lot to be said about this, but this is not the time or place. But I also want to say, like, when you're looking at all the exhibits and everything that's in here, if you this building was made by the community and designed by the community, right? So when you go out to the parking lot over here, there's like an amphitheater right on the bottom, and it's meant to host like outdoor movie theater nights that you get in your car. There's like a staging place there in the front. So even the topography of the parking lot was designed with community in mind. And then of course the amphitheater that's over here. And then when you go out, and when we're talking about all these exhibits and how wonderful they are, go out to the top, go outside, and you almost get, you don't, but almost a 360 feel. You see the volcanoes, you see the Pecos Mountains, you see the Sandia Mountains, and the mountains beyond that, because I can remember the name right now. You see the Sandia, you see the Manzano, you see the Ladron Hills. So it's just like so breathtaking, this view. But I'm going to end with saying, Mayor, you're amazing. I mean, he has believed in this, and when people push back, he still said, I believe in the community, and I believe in what you guys are trying to do, and he's been just a total champion. So thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. Again, Mayor, you're the best. So thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it.
All right, so I want to spend a little bit more time talking about the artists, but I'm going to start first with what's going on out here in the hallway. And so I don't see where Dante. Dante, why don't you come a little bit more front and center? Yes. So this is Dante Betch, and Dante has designed this hallway in collaboration with 5 Ton Monkey. Where's 5 Ton Monkey? Do we have Adam, Blossom? Oh, they're coming for the party part, not for the talking part. But 5 Ton Monkey really came with a lot of vision. It was a great collaboration between arts and culture, Dante, who's an amazing graphic designer, and 5 Ton Monkey. And this space to me seems like a place you walk in and you go, oh wow, that's what we were going for. I feel like we were there because I heard a bunch of people that weren't me saying, oh wow. So I was like, okay, check, we did it. The mural down there, this kind of, we call it 2.5D. It's a mashup of historic photos and postcards, and all from Central Avenue, and some of our photographers that are here today, they were like, all those images went into Dante's brain, and then they came out like that, and then 5 Ton Monkey created that. And then this big, huge, amazing map, you can go home with your own, not that big version of it, coloring map, but you can also go and, color it you can make mistakes. It's dry erase. We'll clean it up later. So, definitely have a moment and have fun with that. So we're really proud of arriving and feeling how fun and interesting Albuquerque's Route 66 is. So Dante, thank you so much. Thank you. All right. And then the other thing, and this is very exciting for us. We one of the things we really want to do here is have rotating exhibits. So there's a reason to come out here. There's fresh take. There's a lot of different conversations about community and from the lens of a lot of different community members. And so this first show was really important to us. And it's up for 6 months. And then we'll have something real cool coming in afterwards as well. But this show really mattered, and picking the right voices and the right content was really important to us. And so we reached out to 3 incredible photographers, all of whom I may or may not stalk on Instagram, and asked them to come together and collaborate with the city to put together a photography show. And so if you haven't been in the gallery yet, it's incredible. And then if you make sure you go on the outside, because we also gave them the windows as a canvas as well. So there's a lot of different ways to experience their photography. So let's give some love to Jessica Montoya, Gabrielle, I'm Jessica, sorry. I've done it like 5 times today. And Gabrielle and Nathaniel, and we're gonna actually let one of the artists speak about the exhibit. And I think that Nathaniel won the short straw to come up and talk publicly, is that right?
Nathaniel!
Yeah, all right.
Yeah!
I won the straw. So it's a really great pleasure to do this show with 2 friends. All of us spend a lot of time hanging out on Central, photographing, moving around, and so to get to be able to do this together in this really great building, it's awesome. And I just want to say, like, Route 66 it's a street that's been in my world my entire life. I've grown up basically on the road. I've spent so much time on it. I drive up and down on it all the time. I'm probably not speaking into this properly. There we go. And all 3 of us spend a lot of time hanging out on Central. And it's special to be able to put our work together in one place and have you guys come and see it. And there's so much of the rider community out here today. I really want to thank them. They're kind of instrumental in making a lot of these photos possible. So thank you guys. We really appreciate you. And thanks for bringing your cars out. And thank you to Shell and Diego and everyone that put this project together. And that's about it.
Nathaniel!
I think Gabriella is going to come give a little thank you.
Thanks, everybody. I can't go off the cuff like Nathaniel, so I've got to get some notes out. First of all, I just want to use this opportunity to thank all our friends and family for being here today. We wouldn't be here without your support. To our loved ones who are patient with us as we obsess over images at all hours. To the Lowrider family who has brought us into the fold, not only to photograph the community, but always showing us warmth and making us feel like family. So thanks for all showing up today. That really means a lot. To the F3 family, to Nathaniel and Jessica, I've had some of the best memories of my life chasing cars with you on Central, sitting on 7th and Central, having a drink, having a nice time, but I really couldn't have done it without you two. Sometimes Nathaniel and I joke that we should get some sort of unofficial medal for all the times we've driven up and down in a given year, maybe about 100. And we want to thank the city for believing in us, trusting us, and giving us this big opportunity. And most importantly, we want to thank Albuquerque, which is the 3 of our muses. As we all know, Albuquerque sometimes gets a bad rap. It's known for negative headlines or harsh negative headlines or harsh edges. But I think everybody here knows that there's something more to this place. It's a place of tradition and beauty and community. And we want to recognize all of you for being here to recognize that Route 66 is more than a road, more than concrete and asphalt. It's more than neon and classic cars. This is where we build our lives and tell our stories. So we want to thank you for letting us tell your stories, and we want to thank Albuquerque. So thank you so much.
Well, I said no, I'm not going to talk, but now I feel obligated. I want to say thank you all for being here and supporting us and for always being a part of our lives and our community and supporting the work that we do. I wear multiple hats. I work as an architect, community development, work with New Mexico Main Street, and this is one of the funnest hats that I get to wear is documenting us. And sharing that story with you is really special to me. So thank you so much for your support. Thank you all for believing in us. And House, gotta give House props for bringing the cars out and keeping us all together all the time. Wait, what is it? One team, one dream. That's it.
Do you want to do?
A quick thing. All right, and so one of the other things that's really exciting about this group of photographers is they said yes to 2 exhibits at once. Today we're celebrating this place, but at the end of April and early May, we're opening another exhibit of their photography on Civic Plaza in our open air gallery for a lot of reasons. You know, we want to make a connection between the west side and downtown because there's a lot that happens there. But also, we just want their photography and the story of what Route 66 is in our community to really show up in more than one place. And so if you love this, pay attention because you will love that also. All right, yeah. All right, I'm going to do a few thank yous, and then we have a couple more, maybe 3, just 2 or 3 elected officials that really want to share some words with us. But I want to say, like, anytime something's really cool, and this place is really cool, it takes a lot of people. So behind all of these exhibits, behind their exhibit, a lot of people stepped up. So I want to thank the Albuquerque Museum staff. We've got our head curator, Alicia Romero, here today. Albuquerque Museum stepped up in a lot of ways to make this happen. And I want to thank the public art team. I think I saw Matt and Michael Ogilvie, who's our public art manager. We needed some last minute installation help, and so we called the 2 people in our department who had the most decades and decades of experience, and they stepped in and made the show happen. And then of course we have contractors. My team, also, I'm sure he's probably in the very back, Deputy Director Diego Lucero. Is he in the way back? I am standing up here, but I promise you he did about 80% of the heavy lifting to make all of these things happen and get them across the finish line. And then, you can find him. He's there. And then, of course, the staff that's out here, because guess what? People work here now. We are very excited. Bree Ortiz, Mark Montoya, and Margaret Michelle is here. So, and then, of course, the whole community event staff. So thank you, thank you, thank you. And now, I'm sure I forgot some thank yous. I told you it took a lot of people to get here. So, but I want to hand it over to Senator O'Malley to say a few words.
Well, this is the second, probably the 3rd time I've been here, and I'm just, it just does something good to my heart to be here. So I know that she doesn't say it, but I'll say it for her, and that's my dear friend and like 6th cousin, Councilor Pena, who, well, quite frankly, this wouldn't be here without her. And because she was the one who carried the vision forward. Of course, there were a lot of people who helped, who supported this, but that's what it takes. It takes someone to carry that ball, and it doesn't matter the obstacles, you just keep going with it. And so I want to thank you very much for this day. When this was getting built, she said, I want you to come up, and I don't know where it is exactly, but there was a place that a window was being created, and she said, just look out there, because you can see the whole valley, you can see all the mountain ranges. And I just looked out there and I thought, oh my gosh, the first thing that came was like, our ancestors saw this. And I thought, this is for us, isn't it? And she looked at me, she goes, yes, this is for us. And I've never forgotten that, because I almost cried. But that's the kind of presence that this has. I think it deserves all the support. I think, when you carry something forward like this, and she did, she got a lot of criticism for it, and a lot of pushback, and this is a waste of money, et cetera, et cetera. It's not. This is something for Albuquerque. This is something for the people of Albuquerque, and I'm very proud to be a part of it, and I'm very proud to support it. Thank you.
Best for last.
All right, Representative Patricia Roybal Caballero.
I'm kind of short. Let me see. Let me just take it out.
There you go.
Yeah. Thank you. But thank you very much, and thank you to Councilor Pena. Thank you to the mayor. Thank you to everybody who made this happen. I wanted to just share something. In the indigenous way, we believe that places means it is our way of knowing, it is our way of being, it is who we are. So when the counselor mentioned that this is not just a building, it defines us. It defines us as communities that have been here from time immemorial. They are all our ancestors. You don't have to be part of a tribe. You don't have to be part of a particular community. We know that this place and all of the mountains that surround us is what makes us who we are, that gives us our strength, that gives us our resilience, and that places that us firmly with the foundation of our place of knowing and place of being. And I think that is what's incredibly important about what we demonstrate on the walls, outside, in all that we do. We are celebrating our indigenous way of knowing and of being. The final thing I want to share is that I come from a military background. And I remember very fondly my father choosing to take Route 66, and I'm going to date myself, but that's okay, because I'm proud of dating myself. And that is, we would take in each of his assignments, whether it was to Kansas, whether it was to the East Coast, no matter where it was, he insisted on taking us to those destinations via Route 66. And he insisted, as we drove along in the cars, that we follow the railroad, the trains. And it was our job to count the cars and the trains as we went along to give us something to do. But also because, in his view, the drive was educational. He was able to give us a lesson of what he was told growing up. And he was the son of a cacique, of a tribal elder. And he was told the stories about how they would jump the trains to go visit the cousins in different parts of the state to celebrate and dance with them in each of their celebrations. So I wanted to share those points with you because this has a greater story, and it's important for us to tell our stories, whether it's in the photographs, whether it's on the walls, whether it is when we're sitting there talking in the lowrider cars, because it's for these young people that those stories are meant to keep our bigger story alive. And they then can convey that on and on. And this is for generations to come. So thank you to all of you who made this happen. Thank you. I've never seen someone stick to this mission and not deviate than Councilor Pena, because there were, as the senator, her cousin, mentioned, a lot of naysayers because they didn't have the same vision. And so it's important to acknowledge that. So thank you very much. to everyone here today, and thank you for giving me the time to share my story.
Yeah, and I want to bring up Councilor Brooke Bassan, who is actually not from this district. She's from the very opposite side of the city. She can see her district from here. But she is serving on the Route 66 Visitors Center Commission and has been a great advocate for what we've been putting together here. So, Councilor.
Thank you. I promise to be quick. I know everybody said a lot, but so I know that Councilor Pena had invited me to, she asked, will I sit on the commission? Because she always tells me there's always an equal and opposite. She's, Brooke, think about it. There's going to be an equal opposite. And so she said, will you sit with me on this commission and represent the council, because we're equal opposites of Albuquerque. Because it takes me a good 40 minutes to get here from the other side of Albuquerque. And it's pretty awesome, though. I come out at least a couple times here and there. I wish I would have worn my shoes, because I forgot that I have them in my closet, but director didn't wear hers, so I'm glad it's not just me. But really, this is the thing. I can't wait for all the naysayers to come out here and see this building, because Councilor Pena has been extremely dedicated, and I think that she deserves a lot of credit, and she did have a lot of help, but without her persistence, other people would have given up. And I think it's really important for everyone to remember that nothing good comes easy.
All right, thank you so much. And then I think we also have Joe Romero with us here today. It was really important to our photographers who spend all of their time on Route 66 and take a lot of pictures of cars to have like one of the sweetest cars in the city inside with the exhibit. So thank you so much, Joe, for giving up that beautiful ride for 6 months. Oh, right, okay. Twyla, did you want to say something? Sure. Okay, great. And then we're gonna, like, artists, nobody wander away. We're gonna do a group photo over here in front of one of these walls. Hold on.
Okay, I really am going to be quick, because I know everybody wants to go see what's going on in the building now. But my name's Twyla McComb. I'm the Executive Director for the West Central Community Development Group. And the West Central Community Development Group is actually founded and started by the people who sat around a table 30 years ago thinking that they needed to have something for their community on the west side. So as you look at this place and you hear or you've lived through the news stories about it over the last few years, 5 years, something like that. I want you guys to all understand that I'm here because I'm community. And I became involved in this because I was a neighborhood person. And that is the way with the entire group. And this person right here is our inspiration for how to make things happen. We are so lucky she's in our life, and everybody who gets to enjoy this is very lucky that she's in your life as well. So thank you, Councilor Pena. It really wouldn't have happened without her.
All right. Going once. Going twice. I know everyone is really proud of this, and I think that's the thing, that is the most important message. It took so many people, and it matters so much to so many people. So, okay, all right, I knew you were going to. All right, okay, Commissioner Frank Baca. I gave you time.
And the only thing I want to say is, the truth be told, I was late to this party. I didn't understand it, wasn't necessarily aware of the details, but the last year and 3 months I've been in office, I made a point to come out here and see what was going on. The more I learned, the more I saw, the more impressed I became. And I came around, and I appreciate the leadership here with Clarissa Pena. And yeah, I'm totally on board now. It's a great opportunity, and I just see the potential. It's going to be awesome. So thank you, everybody.
Thank you. All right, thanks everyone so much. Okay, if you've been standing up here, you definitely need to go over for the group photo.